Welcome to Gunsmoke Theater. I'm Dennis Daly. Very few radio or television programs had such an impact on their medium that they changed everything. One of those shows was Gunsmoke. Yes, it ran 20 years on television, but the TV show was a child of the radio show, which itself ran nearly a decade. Sit back now for the next hour as we go back into the archives and play some of those great episodes of the show that changed everything, Gunsmoke. You know, they always say you have to take the bad with the good. In 1955, as Gunsmoke was growing in popularity, but the cast finding out someone else would be doing the parts for television, they could fall back on the fact that they now had a steady sponsor. But for this series of broadcasts, that's a problem. The unsponsored shows were shorter. The sponsored shows were longer, and two of them won't fit in my 55-minute time slot, so a little judicious editing here and there. Now, from the fall of 1955, two more Gunsmokes.
Gunsmoke, brought to you by L&M Filters. This is it. L&M is best, stands out from all the rest. Around Dodge City and in the territory on West, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad, the transcribed story of the violence that moved west with young America, and the story of a man who moved with it.
I'm that man, Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to meet. It's a chancy job, and it makes a man watchful and a little lonely.
Howdy, Mr. Dillon.
Chester?
Oh, it's a sad thing. Maybe the cavalry does come busting into town, getting drunk, spoiling for trouble sometimes, but I don't like to see 'em come in this way, sewed up in sacks, laid out over their horses.
Yeah, I know, Chester.
It all makes a man feel so sad. And mad, too.
Yeah, there'll be plenty like that.
Oh, that's certain. Look at 'em, lined up all down the street, watching. Like that Will Bailey over there.
Yeah, he's got more reason than some.
I know his brother's in one of them sacks. Imagine him standing there watching, wondering which one. Oh, it's an awful sad thing.
Yeah, let's just hope there'll be no more brought in like this. I guess I wasn't very hungry, Kitty.
Ah, now Cook made up some of that beef stew you like.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I could manage a little then.
Well, I'll get it. You sit down.
I'll be back in a minute. Hello, Bailey.
Oh, hello, Marshal.
I'm sorry about your brother.
Yeah, we all are. A lot of good it does.
Yeah, I know how you feel. But the cavalry will get the ones that did it.
The cavalry. It'll take 'em weeks to get ready. By the time they go out, those Comanches will be nowhere near Cold Creek. Oh, Marshal, we're going out on our own.
You better think that over, Bailey.
We've thought it over. And we won't bother about which Indians did it either.
That'd do a lot of good, wouldn't it? Starting an Indian war all over
I
again.
ain't gonna argue with you, Marshal. But I'll tell you one thing. There's one man right here in town who's gonna die first.
You mean Amos Cartwright?
That's right. The one who led those boys into ambush at Cold Creek.
Bailey, that's only a wild idea. Amos Cartwright's always been a good, reliable scout.
He came back, didn't he? He was the only one who got out alive, wasn't he?
He was scouting way out ahead.
And it was his job to spot the Comanches. But he didn't.
Well, there might have been reasons.
Yeah, there were reasons, all right. He's a Comanche himself. Lived with them, married one, rode on war parties with them, and he led that patrol into ambush for him.
Killing Cartwright's not going to help your brother. And it could get you into trouble with the law.
I'll take my chances on that.
All right, Bailey. Maybe in a couple of days you'll cool down and see some reason.
Here it is. Getting cold.
Oh, thanks, Kitty.
That Bailey's pretty hot, isn't he? Can't say I blame him too much.
No, I can't either. Too much.
You think what he says about Amos is true, Matt?
I think you ought to have proof before you condemn a man, Kitty.
But Amos is a queer sort.
So are a lot of others out here. That's no reason to kill him.
No, of course not. Well, how is it?
What?
How is it?
Oh, I guess I was hungrier than I thought. Or the cook's getting better.
I guess there's still room for improvement. Bailey? Amos Cartwright.
All right, don't touch your gun, Bailey. You just stay like that. Amos, you better find someplace else to eat today.
I come to see Bailey.
All right, you've seen him. Now go on.
Mister, I don't allow nobody to say things about me.
I said 'em, and I'll say 'em again. You're no better than a Comanche yourself. You're a lying, sneaking, murdering savage with your buckskin shirt and your Comanche leggings and your braided hair. And you're the same as killed those men at Cold Creek.
All right, that's enough. Shut up! Come on, Amos.
Mister, I'll see you later. Where are you taking me, Marshal?
Just outside here. Amos, this'll all blow over in a couple of days, but until it does, I think maybe you better stay out of sight. Maybe out at the fort.
I can take care of him.
It's not just him. He's got half the town believing it.
You believe it, Marshal?
I don't believe anything I don't see the proof for. And speaking of proof, if you've got any on your side, it'd help to bring it out.
How do you prove something that nobody saw? Nobody alive, that is.
Well, maybe if you ask the colonel for a statement.
I don't ask no man's help.
All right, then, be pig-headed. I might ask him myself, but you take my advice, Amos. You walk easy for a while.
No need for you to bother about me, Marshal. I can handle this myself.
I hope so, Amos. I hope so. Afternoon, Corporal.
Oh, howdy, Marshal.
The colonel here?
Yes, sir. Right there on the parade ground.
Yeah.
Which one's in the hoosecar this time?
Nobody at the moment, Corporal.
Well, ain't that a wonder? Pass.
Thank you.
Well, Marshal.
Afternoon, Colonel.
Who's in trouble now?
That's about Amos Cartwright, Colonel.
Oh, that.
Yeah. You know what they're saying about Amos.
I know.
Well, feelings are running pretty high in town, and there could be some trouble.
That's your worry, not mine.
Well, I just want a statement from you.
What kind of statement?
Now that Amos Cartwright didn't lead that patrol into ambush at Cold Creek?
I can't give you that statement, Marshal, because I don't know if it's true.
I see. You have evidence against Amos?
No. His story sounds plausible, but I've cut him off the payroll. He won't scout for us again.
Yeah, but if it weren't true, would he have come back, told the story, taken out the burial party, all that?
I don't trust a man who's lived as an Indian. I don't like having to use him.
I see.
Frankly, I don't care if they do string him up. I got other things to worry about. We're getting the stores ready for a major expedition. We're going to put down those Comanches for good.
Well, thanks anyway, Gunner.
Sorry you had to come all the way out here on such a hot day for nothing, Marshal.
It can't be helped. I'll see you later, Colonel.
Mr. Dillon? Mr. Dillon?
Yeah? What is it, Chester?
Oh, my gracious, I'm glad you're back.
Oh, what's happened?
Just what you was afraid of. Bailey and Amos.
What?
Bailey's dead.
Bailey?
We got him right up there at Doc's. That's why I called you.
All right, let's go.
Oh, he didn't give him a chance, no chance at all. Took him by surprise, come up behind with a knife and slit his throat. Oh, my gracious.
Where was this?
Over there by the liver stable. Must have been waiting for him to come for his horse. Got clean away, too, before anybody knew what happened.
Oh, hello, Matt.
Doc?
In here. Look, Matt.
Yeah.
It's an Indian trick coming up behind a man.
And Matt, right here.
Mm-hmm.
Amos has gone all Indian, that's fact. I suppose he figured it was him or Bailey or it was a matter of honor or something.
He didn't have to do that, Chester.
He probably headed south for Comanche territory maybe 2 hours ago.
I guess there's not much to do about it now, except tell the cavalry. They'll pick him up eventually.
This isn't a military matter, Doc. It's my job.
Matt, you can't go down there now with all this Indian trouble.
I don't tell you how to set bones, Doc.
We going after him, Mr. Dillon?
I am. You don't have to.
I'll go get our saddle packed.
Matt, use your head.
Maybe if I'd used it before, Bailey wouldn't be dead.
You think we're gaining on him at all, Mr. Dillon?
Oh, we should be, Chester.
We can't find him none too soon for me. Oh, we sure picked the day to come out here.
Yeah, it's hot, all right.
Yes, sir.
There's somebody following Amos, Chester.
What?
Yeah, pull up. Let's take a look. Here. You see, that's the print of an unshod Indian pony.
Well, now, why would an Indian be trailing Amos?
I don't know. And why is Amos wandering like he can't make up his mind where to go?
For a while, I thought he was heading for the Washita. Now he's veered west. Maybe throw us off, huh?
He's leaving too plain a trail for that. He doesn't expect anybody to come after him down here.
Man, it beats me. Why, this is quite a view from up here, Mr. Dillon. See for a long way.
You see Amos?
Nope. I don't see no Indian neither. Oh, hey, here's something, Mr. Dillon.
What?
That Indian pony stopped here and stood.
Yeah, probably looking up there, watching Amos.
And then turned off and went that way.
Yeah, but running. See how the prints dig in and stretch out?
What do you think that means, Mr. Dillon?
Probably means trouble, Chester. We better find Amos quick. Come on.
I'll be glad when the sun goes down.
Careful, Chester. Come up easy on top of this hill.
Yes, sir. Reckon we might be getting close.
Maybe.
don't see a thing, Mr. Dillon.
He's down there, Chester, making camp. You see that movement in the willows there?
Hmm?
That'll be his horse. He'll be over by the water.
He sure could have fooled me.
Come on, we'll stay behind the hill. We'll circle and quarter and crosswind.
Yes, sir.
All right, Amos. No, drop it. Now, you just stand there.
Didn't give me no fair draw, Marshal.
No more than you gave Bailey. I want to take you back to Dodge alive. All right, Chester, come on. Tie the horses in the willows with Amos's.
Yes, sir.
Now, you just kick that gun over here. Throw the knife in, too. Careful. All right, you can relax now.
Figuring to ride tonight?
Later, after the horses are rested a couple of hours.
Think you can get me back to Dodge, Marshal?
I think so.
It's Comanche country, you remember?
Maybe you're banking too much on that, Amos.
Maybe.
This is quite a fix you got yourself into, Amos.
Is it?
Yeah, I'd say so. On one side, you got all the white men hating you. On the other side, I shouldn't think the Comanches would be too fond of you either.
Why not? Like Bailey said, I'm most one myself.
Yeah, but there were Comanches killed at Coal Creek, too.
Some.
They must know that you've been scouting for the Bluecoats, huh?
Well, it don't matter. They don't hold no grudge against scouts.
As long as you scout against their enemies, the Cheyenne or the Apaches or one of the others, but you led the cavalry against your own tribe. That wasn't smart.
I ain't worried, Marshal. You're the one ought to be.
Maybe.
You hate me too, don't you, Marshal?
Not exactly. Just trying to understand you. It's a hard choice to turn against your own kind. I'd like to know what makes a man do that.
Now, if you knew the way it was. I can remember the day. It was like this. It was towards dusk. I left the horses, 3 of my best, right out front of her father's lodge. Never waited so anxious in all my life. And then he come out and took my horses into his herd.
That meant you were accepted, married.
And we lived fine. I had a lodge of 14 skins. I brought meat to her family. I took coup. I was respected, loved, and it was good. It was all good.
Why'd you leave then?
She died, bearing a child.
Amos, at Coal Creek, did you lead the cavalry into ambush?
I didn't lead him. But I knew.
You knew the ambush was there and you didn't warn them.
I couldn't. It had just been the other way around. They were my friends, relatives, people I'd lived with. Whatever I did, it had been wrong.
So you ran away and did nothing. But a man's got to make his choice, Amos. And by failing to act, you made yours.
Maybe.
Coming back to Dodge was a mistake. If you'd have stayed out, you might have been taken for dead and forgotten. And now you've gone too far. Killing Bailey, the way you did it. Now, there's no choice now. There's only Dodge and a noose.
You ain't got me back to Dodge yet, Marshal. Maybe you ain't going to.
What? Yeah, I see what you mean.
What does he mean, Mr. Dillon?
Take a look, Chester, coming over the brow of that far hill there.
Glory be.
All right, come on, get on, out of sight. It's a war party.
And a big one.
I say must be 50 or more.
Amos,
Comanche's all right. You'll lose, Marshal.
Maybe we all do.
To you, to the thousands of smokers who are changing to L&M every day, to the millions who now smoke L&M, here is your assurance.
L&M gives superior filtration because of its superior filter. Superior taste because of L&M's superior tobaccos.
Yes, L&M tobaccos are tasty, full of flavor, and light and mild.
And L&M's superior filter is the purest tip that ever touched your lips. It's white, all white. Truly the miracle tip, because when it's added to L&M's superior tobacco, it actually tones up the taste, actually improves your enjoyment of this great cigarette.
Yes, L&M's got everything. Superior taste, superior tobacco, superior filter. That's why it's America's best filter tip cigarette. Try L&M today.
Mr. Dillon,
Yeah, Chester.
them Comanches don't look so terrible warlike to me, just riding easy like they was out for a breath of air.
Circling. They know we're here.
If they was to decide to rush us, we wouldn't have a chance.
Well, that's one thing we could do something about, Chester.
What?
Kill the horses. What? Pull them up in the circle and shoot them, then slit their bellies.
Oh, my goodness gracious, what for?
Those Indian ponies will balk when they smell the blood. That'd stop a charge. We could use their bodies for cover.
Oh, but Mr. Dillon, out here without no horses.
Well, maybe it won't be necessary. Amos, you recognize any of them?
Yeah, that one out front on the piebald. That's Buffalo Tongue. It's my brother-in-law.
They've stopped.
Yeah. We'd better go get the horses.
Oh, wait a minute. You might need your horse.
Yeah, sure, but I doubt we'll ever get a chance to use them.
Maybe they don't know you're here. You keep out of sight and wait for dark, maybe just an hour or so.
What are you thinking, Amos?
I'm thinking about that noose back in Dodge. And I'm thinking you're wrong about them Comanches. That's my wife's brother out there, Marshal. I've rid beside him on many a party. Now, see? He's coming down alone.
Well, that's true, Mr. Dillon, he is.
Amos, I'm warning you.
Even if you're right, it'd be me they're looking for. If they don't even know you're here.
No, Amos.
Marshal, 3 men can't stand against 50 Comanches.
All right,
It's like you said, a man makes a choice.
Wait. Amos, come back.
Mr. Dillon.
Keep down, Chester.
But, Mr. Dillon.
Maybe he's right. That's all we can hope for now.
But he's our prisoner.
He was our prisoner. Now we'll see.
His brother-in-law has stopped. He's... Mr. Dillon.
Amos, look out.
No, Mr. Dillon.
No. Chester, don't. Stay down.
Yeah, but we can't...
It's too late. Our guns won't do Amos any good now. We gotta think about ourselves now.
I know that, but...
Wait a minute.
They're turning away without another look. Mr. Dillon, they don't know about us.
They know, but they don't care. We chance that, Chester. Now, come on.
There you go. Oh, my goodness.
Amos,
No, don't, Marshal. Not yet.
it's gotta come out, Amos. Here, I'll cut the shaft.
No. After. In a minute or so. It won't matter. Marshal. It didn't even bother. It didn't even bother to take cool. It just...
Mr. Dillon? That air went most clean through They're going away. Didn't even seem to notice us.
There wasn't a battle, Chester. There was an execution.
And it was awful having to just stand by.
Like he said, a man has to make a choice.
Yes, sir. Mr. Dillon, what do you mean they didn't even bother to take coup?
The scalp. It's the worst possible insult. When an Indian won't even claim his coup or touch the body.
Oh. You reckon he knew what might happen?
Yeah, I think so, Chester.
Well, maybe it was better than the noose.
Yeah. Maybe it was. All right, come on, Chester. We got things to do.
Listen to Gunsmoke again next week, transcribed for L&M Filters.
And one other thing about the good news, bad news aspect of Gunsmoke having a consistent sponsor. Why did it have to be tobacco? Well, that's the Old West for you. People died young, you know. Now another episode of Gunsmoke from the fall of 1955.
Gunsmoke, brought to you by L&M Filters. This is it. L&M is best, stands out from all the rest. Around Dodge City and in the territory on West, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad. The transcribed story of the violence that moved west with young America. And the story of a man who moved with it.
I'm that man. Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to meet. It's a chancy job, and it makes a man watchful. And a little lonely.
Hey, Mr. Dillon,
Yeah, what, Chester?
ain't that Doc's buggy sitting out by Joe Crumley's shack there?
What? Yeah, must be. Masters like them couldn't afford a buggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, let's stop and see what's going on, huh?
All right, sir. I bet old Doc will be surprised to see us way out here.
Yeah, it's not much of a place Cromley's got there, is it?
Sure ain't. My. They better quit if you ask me.
Now, let's time to the buggy, Chester.
All right, sir.
Who's that out there?
It's Matt Dillon, Miss Cromley.
Hello, Marshal.
Ma'am.
Matt?
Hi, Doc.
Chester?
Hello, Doc.
We were on our way to Fort Larned, and we saw Doc's buggy, so we thought we'd stop and say hello.
How you do, ma'am?
Chester.
Your husband sick, Miss Crumley?
No. No, Marshal.
He died, Matt.
Oh, sorry to hear that, ma'am.
Doc done all he could. Just weren't no use.
I might as well not have come. I couldn't do a thing for him.
Now, Doc, don't say that. You've been up 24 hours trying to save him.
It's not time that saves a patient, Mrs. Crumley. It's knowledge. Knowledge I don't have.
You know what there is to know, Doc. Nobody knows more.
Your husband's dead, Mrs. Crumley. I wanted to save him.
You tried.
What are you going to do now, ma'am? Can we help you in any way?
Thank you, Marshal. There's nothing. With Joe gone, I can't stay here. I reckon in a day or so I'll pack up and move on. I don't know where I'll go. I've got no place. Excuse me, I've got to get inside.
Oh, that poor lady.
He didn't have to die.
It's not your fault,
Well, then
Doc.
whose fault is it, I'd like to know?
Now, Doc, you're not making sense.
It's being a doctor that doesn't make sense. Spending my life trying to look into the faces of people like Mrs. Crumley and having to listen to them thank me for letting their people die. Oh, I'm sick.
You need a drink, Doc.
I know what I need. Why don't you leave me alone? Get your horses off my buggy and go on up to Larned or wherever you're headed for.
Yeah, sure, Doc. Come on, Chester.
Matt?
Yeah, Doc.
How long you going to be gone, Matt?
No. Maybe a week.
Uh-huh. When you get back to Dodge, I'll buy you a drink.
Thanks, Doc.
If I'm still there. Yep. Come on, Joe.
My name is Betchel, Marshal. Jameson Betchel.
Well, how do you do, sir? This is Chester Proudfoot.
Chester?
How you do?
I came by before, Marshal, but your office was locked up.
Well, we've been away. We just got back. What can I do for you, Mr. Betchel?
Why, nothing, sir. Only wanted to meet you. I met most everybody in Dodge by now. I've been getting acquainted. You know how it is when you move to a new town.
You going into business of some kind?
Well, not exactly, Marshal. I'm a professional man.
Oh, what?
Well, that is, I'm a doctor, Chester.
I know. Well, we've got a doctor.
Yes, indeed. Well, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure meeting you both, and I'm sure we'll be good friends. I would admire to buy you both a drink next time we meet. Good day, gentlemen.
Good day, Dr. Betchel. There's a funny thing, Chester.
What?
Doc said he'd buy me a drink when I got back.
You did?
Yeah. If he's still here, he said.
This is it, L&M filters. It stands out from all the rest. Miracle tip, much more flavor.
L&M's got everything.
It's the best.
Yes, L&M's got everything. Superior filtration, superior taste,
Superior filtration because of L&M's superior filter. White, all white, pure white, the purest tip that ever touched your lips.
superior taste because of L&M superior tobaccos. Tasty, full of flavor, and light and mild.
No doubt about it. L&M is America's best filter tip cigarette.
This is it, L&M filters.
L&M's got everything.
It's the best.
Mr. Dillon,
Yeah, Chester.
you want to stop in Delmonico's for a cup of coffee?
All right.
Hey, look, Mr. Dillon.
What?
Over yonder. It's Doc, by the window there.
Well, he hasn't left.
No, sir. Hey, there's Miss Kitty. Out there in the back there, see?
Oh, well, I'll go say hello to her, Chester. You go sit with Doc. I'll join you in a couple of minutes.
All right, sir.
Well, hello, Matt.
Hello, Kitty.
Sit down.
Oh, thank you.
Good to see you back.
How are you, Kitty?
Well, I'm all right, but I'm the only one.
Oh, what do you mean?
I mean Doc. He's acting like a bear.
Oh?
I asked him to sit with me when he came in, but he just grumbled something about not being fit company for anybody. And he went over there and sat all by himself. You know, he's been like that for a week.
Yeah. He took Joe Crumley's dying pretty hard, Kitty.
Well, that's just part of it, Matt.
Oh?
This new doctor, Betchel. Ever since he came, Doc's been getting grumpier. Maybe he's been losing patience to Betchel.
Doc's never had any competition before.
Oh, he's got it now. Look,
What?
Betchel.
Oh. Yeah.
Now, what's he up to? You know, he better stay away from Doc if he knows what's good for him.
Well, maybe he's only trying to be friendly.
I don't want to talk to you about anything.
Don't you get all riled up, Ed.
There's going to be a fight in a minute, Matt.
Yeah, I better go see what this is all about, Kitty.
Let me know if you find out.
Yeah, I will.
To explain my position, and if you had listened to me for a minute instead of hollering all the time.
Well, maybe I'll start carrying a gun, Betchel.
Hello, Doc.
Matt.
Hello there, Marshal.
Sit down, Betchel.
Well, thank you, sir. I was about to.
Just what are you butting in on this for, Matt? Why don't you go arrest some drunks or do what you're supposed to be doing?
It's good to see you, Doc.
No, it is.
Hey, Doc, there's Jake Worth out there. He's beckoning to you.
Why don't you go see what he wants, Chester?
Yes, sir.
Who is Jake Worth? I don't think I've met him.
Jake's a rancher, one of the biggest in the country.
Yes, you ought to meet him, Betchel. Yes, he's worth a lot of money.
Oh, now, Doc, there's enough here for both of us. He just won't be reasonable, Marshal.
Reasonable.
About what, Betchel?
About my practicing here. I don't see why we should be in competition, do you?
Well, if there are two doctors in the place, I guess they're bound to be in competition.
Oh, two doctors.
Now, wait just a moment. Everybody I've talked to admits there's more work here than one man can handle.
Well, I guess that's true, isn't it, Doc?
Oh, sure, yes, that's true.
Why, of course it is. I've already got some patients. Now, my idea is to split the practice in a friendly way and then really go to work. We'd still have more than either of us could do.
Tell him the rest, Betchel. Oh, yes, tell him the real idea.
Well, sir, since we will be giving people better care and all, well, it's only fair we get paid more for it.
What do you mean?
He wants me to agree to a raise in fees, Matt. Yes, a raise. He wants to make a lot of money. Everybody pays more than they can afford or they stay sick, according to him.
Well, now, why shouldn't they pay more?
Where'd you get the idea that being a doctor is like running a business, Betchel?
There's nothing wrong with a doctor's making a living, is there?
You haven't even proved to me that you are a Dr.
Are
Betchel.
you going to start that again?
He's one of these bleeding blister men, Matt. That's all he knows.
Now, Dr. Adams, I am a patient man, but I've got my limits. Now, you watch what you're telling everybody about me, or there's going to be some trouble.
Are you threatening me?
Well, I'm just not going to stand for any more of your talk.
Well, what are you going to do about it, then?
I'm going to insist on...
Doc,
Yes, what is it, Chester?
Jake Worth has brought his boy to see you.
Jake? Which boy?
Billy. You know, Doc, the puny, sickly one. Jake says he's getting worse. He's took to having fits lately. He's got him in a wagon outside.
All right, Chester.
I think I'll go with you, Doc.
You'll be in better company than staying here.
You're jealous, Adams. You're jealous, and what's more, you're greedy.
That's enough, Betchel.
Why, sure, you're on his side, Marshal. But I don't care. I've already got quite a few folks on mine.
Any scoundrel can fool people for a little while. You coming, Matt?
Yeah, okay. You're being pretty hard on him, Doc.
Not hard enough.
Doc, over here.
Hello, Jake.
Hello, Doc. Marshal?
How are you, Jake?
I just couldn't leave him here alone, Doc. I never know when he's going to have one of them fits again. They come on terrible sudden. I got him in the back of the wagon here.
Wait a minute, Jake.
What's the matter, Doc?
I might as well tell you now. There's no use my even looking at your boy.
What?
Fitz and the way your boy is, I don't know anything to do for him.
But you got to do something.
I'm sorry, Jake. I'm real sorry.
Maybe I can do something, Mr. Worth.
Who are you?
My name is Betchel. Jameson Betchel. I'm the new doctor.
Oh, sure. I've heard about you.
Oh, now don't listen to him, Jake. He can't help your boy any more than I can.
Doc Adams is a little old-fashioned, Mr. Worth. I can tell you there's always something that can be done for any patient.
Oh, that's a lie.
Let him talk, Doc. At least he's willing to try.
There's nothing to try. I tell you, medicine doesn't understand cases like your boy yet.
You're jealous of Dr. Betchel, ain't you?
Oh, am I jealous?
Well, that's what I've heard folks saying. I didn't believe it at first, but I do now.
Jake, I've heard all I need to know about Betchel's doctoring around here, and I don't think he should be practicing at all.
I've told you to stop saying that.
Now, wait a minute, Betchel. Let him talk.
Well, I don't want to hear no more talk. No wonder so many folks are turning away from you, Doc. They need somebody who will help them, that's why.
You think bleeding your boy is going to help him?
There's other ways to treat him besides bleeding.
Like what?
Well, if you don't happen to know, I don't...
Come on, Dr. Betchel. Get to work on the boy.
Why, certainly, Mr. Worth. Perhaps it'd be better if you drive him home first. I'll get my horse and follow.
Anything you say, Doctor.
Matt?
Yeah, Doc.
I'm going to take down my shingle. And I mean it this time.
Oh, now, Doc, you can't do that.
You just come and watch.
Once Doc made up his mind about something, there was no talking him out of it. He took down his shingle, all right, but nobody seemed to care much. Till 2 days later, when Betchel nearly doubled his fees. Then everybody blamed it on Doc somehow and got mad at him. But that didn't bother Doc. He started going to bed early and sleeping late for a change. And most of his time was spent in my office playing penny ante poker with Chester. He wouldn't even talk about it. Till the day I heard something I thought might rouse him. I went back to tell him about it.
swear and declare, Doc, you just amaze me something serious sometimes. Mr. Dillon, you are getting this game. This is the easiest money I ever made.
Oh, yeah. That's so I'll get it back, Chester. The whole 90 cents.
Doc,
Yes, Matt.
you know old Miss Cullen.
Mrs. Cullen, well, I ought to. I brought her back to life half a dozen times.
Well, you won't have to anymore, Doc.
What's happened?
She died about noon today.
She did.
Dr. Betchel decided a good bleeding was what she needed.
Bleeding? That poor old lady.
Yeah, her boy told me.
No wonder she died. She couldn't stand that. Why didn't she send for me?
Well, maybe she'd heard that you'd quit,
I'd
Doc.
have gone if she'd wanted me. The only reason I quit is so people will find out in a hurry what kind of a doctor this Betchel is. It'd take him twice as long if I was still on the job. And the sooner they find out, the less harm he'll be able to do.
What about Miss Cullen?
Oh, she was 90 years old, Matt. Betchel killed her all right, but she couldn't have lived much longer anyway. Maybe her death will save lives in the long run. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Doc. I hadn't thought about it that way.
I'm going to go to the Alphaganza and have me a drink. Anybody want to join me?
To you, to the thousands of smokers who are changing to L&M every day, to the millions who now smoke L&M, here is your assurance.
L&M gives superior filtration because of its superior filter. Superior taste because of L&M's superior tobaccos.
Yes, L&M tobaccos are tasty, full of flavor, and light and mild.
And L&M superior filter is the purest tip that ever touched your lips. It's white, all white. Truly the miracle tip, because when it's added to L&M superior tobacco, it actually tones up the taste, actually improves your enjoyment of this great cigarette.
Yes, L&M's got everything. Superior taste, superior tobacco, superior filter. That's why it's America's best filter tip cigarette. Try L&M today.
You buying, Doc?
Oh, yes, I'm buying, Chester.
You know, a man who isn't working shouldn't be spending money, Doc.
Can't think of a better time to spend it.
Marshal, Doc.
Howdy, Sam.
What'll it be, gentlemen?
Shot of rye and a glass of beer all around, Sam.
Sure, Doc.
Oh, Sam, by the way, how's your back feel?
Oh, why, I haven't noticed it so much lately.
Well, I told you it might go away by itself.
Well, you said there was nothing you could do for it, so I went to see Dr. Betchel.
Oh, he did. I suppose he fixed it, huh?
He told me to mix some cold water and vinegar and salt and rub it with that.
Vinegar?
I also been taking unicorn root and cayenne pepper.
Well, you're a strong man if that hasn't ruined you.
Well, made me so sick I can't feel my back no more. Doc, I shouldn't have gone to him. That ain't no way to treat anything. I'll get you your drinks now.
Well, Doc, there's one man who's found out.
One isn't enough, man.
Doc,
Hello, Jake.
you gotta come out to the ranch, Doc. You gotta come out now.
Why? What's wrong?
It's the boy, Billy.
Oh. Well, I can't go, Jake.
Of course you can.
It's not my case.
I told Dr. Betzel not to come back no more. I told him on my way in here.
I guess you didn't make it too clear, Jake.
What?
I might have known that this was what you had in mind.
What are you doing here?
You're after Dr. Adams to take care of Billy.
I sure am.
Well, he's not going to do it.
Don't you tell me what I'm going to do.
Betzel, after what you done to that boy, it's a wonder he's still alive. I should have stopped you right off.
What did he do, Jake?
I'll tell you what he did, Marshal. When it got real cold at night, he took the boy's clothes off and made him go outside and lay on some sacks. And then he throwed buckets of ice-cold spring water on and kept it up until Billy was hollering and screaming. Well, it finally made him quit. And that boy's real sick now. But Betzel ain't gonna get nowhere near him again.
If you'd have let me finish the treatment, he'd been all right.
Finish the treatment? If he'd have let you finish the treatment, the boy'd have died of pneumonia.
Adams, you talk anymore, I'm just going to tear you open.
No, you're not, Betzel.
Oh, let him fight his own fights, Marshal.
No, I won't let him. Doc's too valuable a man to get busted up in a brawl.
Why, golly, the Marshal's right. I'll stand up for him, too.
You're just a fool, Jake.
Get out of the way. You're coming with me, Doc?
On one condition.
What?
That Betzel leaves town.
Why, you can't...
All right, hold it, Betzel.
I don't know how you got started in this business. Probably in a medicine show. It's happened before. But you're a fraud. You're the most obvious fraud I ever saw.
I won't...
And I won't stand for your posing as a doctor anymore. Not around here, I won't. You've done all the harm you're going to do.
I'm with you there, Doc.
I said I'd tear you open, Adams, and I
Got a
will.
knife.
Don't try it, Betzel.
Sit down, Mr. Dillon.
I might have known a doctor would be carrying a knife.
He ain't no more doctor than I am.
Chester,
Yes, sir?
when he comes to, lock him up. We'll throw him on the first stage, leaving Dodge.
I'll do it with pleasure, Mr. Dillon.
Will you come now, Doc?
You understand, Jake? I can't cure your boy's fits.
I should have listened to you in the first place, Doc.
There are a lot of people who should have, Jake.
That's true, Marshal. Will you come, Doc?
You can keep those drinks, Sam. I don't have time to waste in here anymore.
Remember, next week, Gunsmoke Radio at this time, and in 2 weeks, Gunsmoke TV at 10 p.m. Eastern Time.
Remember, listen again next week for another transcribed story of the Western frontier. It's America growing west in the 1870s. It's Gunsmoke, brought to you by L&M Filters.
Two classic episodes of Gunsmoke from the fall of 1955. And that's it for this time around. I'm Dennis Daly. Thanks for joining me on Gunsmoke Theater as we go back into the archives to play more of the episodes of the radio show that changed everything for the better. Gunsmoke, right here on YouTube.